This is the limestone lowdown. Hear the sound when you lie to the issues all around. From every corner, let's make it clear. The change we need is starting here.
Hey everybody, welcome to the latest edition of the Limestone Lowdown, and today we're back again with our special guest, and this is where we're going to talk about. The previous one was kind of like the history and everything going on, but now we're going to talk about how we met Mr. Mark to start with. So it's kind of crazy, just randomly I get a text from Mr. Wilson that says, "Hey, we need to meet," and it's like, considering what had just happened to us at that time, we're like, can we trust this guy?
Yeah.
We don't know.
We'd heard a lot about him. People had told us that he had went to city council and he always puts the mayor and the council on the spot, but we had never met him in person.
And I had just been served my papers from
defamation
from
stuff,
Cybert,
yeah.
and Amanda's was yet to come. So
we were
it's like a little
already
trepidatious about like, ooh, like what is
this?
this?
We were kind of scurrying around trying to find us an attorney in Birmingham, and then we get this text from Mark, and we're like, he's asking to meet with us, and we're like, is this a setup?
So we was like,
it was it was a Friday afternoon.
Yeah, so we just went and met, and we've been almost talking to Mr. Wilson every day since then. It's crazy.
Yeah. Mark brought this big, huge, manila folder with all this information over the last 20 years.
Like a man after our own heart with all this information. We're like, woo.
He had pictures.
He had it all.
We were like, Mark, can we have this? He was like, yeah, sure, make a copy of it. And
he's like, I've been doing this for years.
And now it's like Jared's best friend. They literally talk every day, sometimes multiple times a day.
So if you'd like to start us with that, of course, back to your crusade really starting in 2020 again with the houses and trying to help the people. So you're like, well, you got some time. Let's go on a walk.
So this is where Mark had joined the Facebook group. And he was like, okay, these people they're at city council. They're trying to do something. I kind of got burnt out, but let me see if I want to reignite my passion for what's been going on. And so that's what how we kind of, Mark found us, we found Mark, and we went on the infamous walk of North Athens.
Yeah.
Mark, you said you had several people that, even the councils that you tried to, and reporters that were supposed to come walk with you, and they just never showed up, or...
Oh, yeah. Hey, let me say this first of all. It was a blessing meeting you all. You all took a lot of pressure off of me because I had quit going to city council meeting because I was going down these roads and doors was closing every time I go down the road.
A blessing or a curse, because now you're neck deep in it again.
It's all good.
And we're not letting you go anywhere.
It's all good now. I got some help to fight this battle. And I had a lady call me from city council one night, and she said that she had some people she met in the city council meeting that I need to meet. It was Jared and Amanda, and I thank you all for
we thank
reaching
you, sir.
out back to me.
Yeah, of course.
And then, let's say we met you, and you had your binders and stuff, and we were just amazed. Like, my goodness, this man has been doing this for years.
Yeah, newspaper clippings.
He's so far, ahead of us. And basically, when we say you're the historian, the connections of all the people, that was kind of something we were struggling with, because, we knew, obviously, several of the power players. But then it's like, how are these people connected? And you were just like, bam, bam,
Spouting
bam.
off
Like,
left and right.
so-and-so's connected, so-and-so can so-and-so, but, also so-and-so too. So it was perfect, what we knew, and then you just filled in all these gaps.
And Mark can literally, spout out these addresses, and, he knows exactly where they're. He knows who lives there. He knows the condition of it. He knows the last time it was worked on. He is like a walking encyclopedia when it comes to North Athens. So just to we started at the church, for those of you that's listening, the ones that are from here. So it's on the north side of North Jefferson and Elm. There's a church, and we talked for 20 minutes or so. And then he's like, "Do y'all want to go walk, or you want to ride?" And we're like, "Oh, we'll just take off walking." So we walked for 4 hours that day. We went everywhere over North Athens.
But it was great because Obviously we had seen some of the area or whatever, but just to an on the ground view of it, basically to see it, at ground level, not riding past it.
And you know a lot of these people, and you've made friends with them working at the store. Just being there, they know you.
Well, you got to understand. I was born and raised on that corner, and in that in this community, so I knew the whole community by me being part of the community.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it was a closed community, even though there was difference in color and all that, but we got along. But the main thing is, we've been neglected on my part of the community. The south part of the community is great, but the northern part, we need some help, and that's why I reached out to you all.
And hopefully you think we've at least helped a little bit. I mean, we're still working on the big mission, but at least hopefully you've seen that we really do care, and that we really are trying. And that we're not going to stop. And I think that's the biggest thing, that we've both ignited each other. Like, we're not going to stop. You're not going to stop. We're going, as they say, a rising tide lifts all ships. So we in this together now.
We knew it wasn't going to change overnight. We knew we
right. And like I said, I'm grateful for knowing you all. And the thing is, you have opened up a lot of eyes in the community with the city officials and everybody, so now they know we're not playing games.
And that's what it takes. Unfortunately, as we've said several other times when we've talked about other stuff, it's almost like unless you call them out and hold their feet to the fire, they will not do anything they're supposed to do, which is unfortunate. I mean, it's as we've said, it's kind of exhausting sometimes. It's like, God, do we really want to do this? Well, probably not, but we're neck deep in it now, so we can't stop. We won't stop. We started walking, and
we didn't really have an agenda. It was kind of just like going around seeing, because this all started when we noticed the Haitians. But again, this is back in the fall of 24, and it had been all over the news. It had been like in Springfield. It had been in Chicago, New York. Then in Albertville here in the state of Alabama, and then Sylacauga. And so then that's when we saw there was like 1,000, 1,500 that were like dropped off here overnight. And so people started asking questions, and that's where Jared and I were like, we started looking at the addresses, and specifically on Washington Street, because that's where we live at. And there was one house that we noticed, and we figured out who owned it. And then that's when you kind of schooled us on, Chris Seibert owns this house and this house and this house. And you're like, let me go show you. And then we figured out.
Not only show us, but like the he owns them, but the condition of them. And that's the biggest thing. And I don't even know if we have said the right words to explain the condition of these houses. So if you would like to say something about the condition of the houses as well, that maybe you can add, like, to explain what they really look like.
Well, my cry was about the community, was the condition of the houses that these people are living in. Most of them are dilapidated and run down, shouldn't even be standing. And these people are getting filthy rich on these rundown houses in my community. And my city councilman is allowing everything to go down, which I have 3 other city councilors rode through the community, looked at the houses and said what they was going to do, but haven't done anything to this day. Harry Wells and Mr. Lucas and Wayne Harper, they toured the neighborhood 3 different times. And we haven't had anything today of what they're going to do about cleaning the community up.
And it's been years now, right? Since the first ride along?
It's been 2.5 years.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So when we walked this day, like, we went straight down Jefferson Street, we cut up down and went down Wheeler, and that's where we were at that first house. This was before the sewage leak happened, and we tried talking to them because we noticed there were some of the Haitian people that were there. There's a huge language barrier. This is before we had found out, like, with the Google Translate, but we were trying to talk to them. We did figure out that they were paying like $800 a month, and we were like, okay, well, still too much, but it's not that much. Later on, we found out that was
because we thought it was for the whole house.
Right.
We didn't understand at that point.
Yeah, that it was just $800 for one room. But that was later on, and we talked to some of the Hispanics that had been there, and there was definitely a price difference. So you have like your poor white people, they're paying just a few $100, and then you had the Hispanics who are paying
Triple.
like $1,000 to $1,200, and then you have your Haitians who are paying
quadruple,
like $2,000 a month. And you're really good friends with a lot of the Hispanics that are out in that community, so you see them every day.
Yeah, what you got to understand that Jack Cannon, he the one brought this thing to the plate, charging by the head. Mm-hmm. He was charging the Spanish people $100 a head to rent these houses, and they was getting at that time anywhere from $600 to $700 a month because it was $100 a head. Now, when things sort of changed over and Jack died and houses started being moved this way and moved that way with the city councilman and Mr. Cannon nephews, Billy Cannon and Joe Cannon, that's when the price went up to $600 and $700 a head. After the old one died out, the young ones came in, the new heads came in with more money on their mind.
And it's almost like, because it's North Athens, they're forgotten about, so nobody would ever question it and nobody would ever see it. So they're just getting rich off of
and that's the thing about being North Athens, and they charging that kind of money. The mayor refused to come out and review the houses, just to look at the houses and see what condition the house is in and all that. Because he said he thought they was doing nothing wrong and nothing wrong with the houses because people living in them.
because he's scared of who owns them. He don't want to get involved in that.
I don't think he's scared. I think he must be on their payroll or something.
I think that's got a lot to do with it. Everything's got a lot to do with all that, because when you got 5 city councilmen, a mayor, a city attorney, and all that, and nobody does nothing, and it's still the same, somebody's got to be getting something underneath the table somewhere down the line.
Yep.
It definitely appears that way.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously we can't say that for 100%, but
Well, we've seen on the other side, we've talked about how, certain developers, they're always the one that gets the deals. They're always the ones that get the abatements, the tax incentives. So they definitely know who they're there to protect or there to pay and pad their pockets.
And how we know they're not dropping some coins off the bucket. You know what I'm saying? Because they getting the
exactly.
They done brought all this city limit land, the country land, into the city limits on this 2040 comprehensive plan map. 2013 started all that. The 2013 map. They made their law then, and they put it into action in 2022 when they signed that 2040 into law. What we seeing going on now was done several years back.
Yeah.
So
it was done in the blind.
I think that would be a great segue. So back what you're saying about the plan, that it basically the city planner at the time spelled it out and said, if you do not invest in this area, it's going to just fall off the cliff, and it's going to drag the preceding areas around it too. So this is just my speculation with everything that's going on, that this was definitely intentional. That way you can intentionally drive down the prices in this area even cheaper, and then they could buy it up for pennies on the dollar. And then when they get to a certain level, because it spells it out in that plan, we're going to do this industry, we're going to do the streets a certain way, we're going to bring the businesses in the front and the parking in the back, the trees. I mean, it spells it all out.
They know what they're wanting to do.
And now I think we've seen the first part of that laundromat.
Oh yeah, that laundromat came off of that 2020 plan that gonna be the northern entrance of Athens. That's part of that plan. And see, what you have to understand, the people, the black people in this community, we took double jeopardy. Our land was in the industrial park for over 100 years. 2022, our land became residential. 1 mile down the street, it goes back into industrial land. So why is it so more important 1 mile down the street than 1 mile up the street?
Well, I think we need to when you're saying that, so what does that mean? Is industrial land worth more?
Industrial land was worth more, but when they cut us back to residential, it just knocked us right off the block.
Look at that. Yeah.
Well, then they'll change it back to
industrial
once they acquire the land.
Once they acquire it, once they got it, Yes, ma'am.
Yes, that's what they'll do.
This is
yeah.
par for the course, isn't it?
And that's another reason why they hadn't did anything for the intersection, because they want to make sure they own those corner lots of the intersection when anything
that's what
goes
works.
down.
When it
what's
finally
worth more.
does happen, they're going
Right.
to get top dollar
And
for
see
it.
what you got to look at, not bringing this to a race thing or whatever. On the north side of the intersection, you got my black church on one side of the highway, and you got my black folks on the other side of the highway. I guess it wasn't meant for us to be on the two state highways. The reason why, they cut us back to residential, and they was trying to steal the land. We stole the part with the sewer on it, and they wanted all of it, but they didn't make it to 2020. So look where we at now. This is 2025.
Yep.
It's crazy.
We're still in the same boat.
Yeah.
So, and then we continue to walk, and this is where, lo and behold, we find the Haitian family that you befriended.
Yep.
So I think we should talk about that for a second. That they were scared to talk to us to start with, because now we know for sure, but we kind of speculated at that time that they were told not to talk to outsiders, don't talk to strangers. But you got the neighborhood man here. He just knows how to cut through anybody that he can just. He's just got that way, and they finally loosened up and started talking.
Well, this one particular house, the other house they talked to us, but it was hard to translate, so we kept walking, and then we showed up at this house, and mind you, again, y'all, we walked for 4 hours this day. We were all over the community. We went and looked at 100 houses. We looked at the cyber houses. We looked at some of the Canaan houses. It was a long day, but this particular house was one where, like Jared had mentioned, this is this family that I've kind of befriended. I've since helped move them into a better house, because I cried when we got home seeing the house and like the conditions that they were living in. But
they were. I think we walked behind. They weren't out.
They were
front.
outside. Yeah, they
were in the back of the house, and then because. Mark, you said you need to look at the back of the house.
Because you already knew about the house.
Yeah, you already knew about it.
Us about, you're like, this was set up because they cleared this. They kicked somebody out of this house 6 months before, and he put a little bit of money into it. I'd hate to even see it because it looks disgusting now, y'all. But to think that that's the best, that it was worse than that, and people were actually living in there, but
they were only paying like $300.
Nonetheless, though,
I'm just saying,
he illegally evicted them. That's a whole nother topic that we'll have to get into as well.
And we're not speculating on that. We actually have some paperwork on that.
We talked to the lady on the phone.
Yeah, we've firsthand knowledge
on that.
But this
house, y'all, that for Mark to be like, y'all, let me tell you about this house. He had people living there up until about 7 months ago, and then he got a big dumpster. But, I mean, it still was horrible. And then he took us around the back and showed us up underneath the house.
The water was just pouring out.
That was one of the things when we were, because they called... Mark was able to talk to him. They got somebody on the phone, and
luckily they did not call the his landlady.
So
they called a family friend or whatever.
That was in Florida.
That spoke pretty good English, so we were able to. What do you say? Safely, like that they understood that we were didn't mean them any harm.
Right.
Basically,
they were so afraid that
we
was some kind of inspectors coming out to either arrest them or put them out.
Exactly.
Because they had that little girl, and I think they were, and
exactly.
Because I told the person on the phone, they're like, "What are you wanting?" And I was like, "Look, I'm a mom of 4 kids. I'm literally just here to help them. If there's something that they need, if there's something that we can help them with." And then we found out that they were paying $2,000 a month for this house.
Well, even before that, after we got everything settled down, they invited us in, and we literally the tub wouldn't work, like the faucets wouldn't work, the bathroom window was missing, and it had a half plexiglass window in there. They were literally washing clothes in
out
a
of 5-gallon buckets. Yeah.
They had no furniture,
nothing, and they had been here for months. They had nothing. I mean,
mattresses on the floor,
and not like a good mattress. I mean, the mattress is like 2 inches thick. Like it was very sad. And then they told us about a leak under the house, and that's where like water was just pouring underneath the house. And we asked them if there was anything they needed. They told us like milk or something like that.
And we went right then and got them some.
And that was kind of where we started building that trust, because you could tell they were petrified, and kind of learning about how the Biden parole program works. Is what you hear all over the news is you think they have all of these. These
benefits.
Resources and benefits, but they didn't.
This family wasn't.
This family did not have any of that. They didn't have food stamps. They weren't getting a living allowance. There was only one of them that even had a job.
And the rent was
$2,000. So yeah, we can
so
do a whole episode.
He had less than $500 left over.
Yeah.
After the fact, for food and everything else. I mean, it's crazy.
And we can do a whole episode just on that family, because I deal with them a lot. But that kind of led us into I don't even know how we got in touch with the Daily Wire to do another walk. Oh, Elizabeth knew had a contact at the Daily Wire, because I left there that day and I was just devastated that people were living like this, much less people from a foreign country didn't know how to speak our language, and that a city councilman is making this kind of money. And knowing that he's got over 80 properties, and the majority of these houses, because Mark had told us that there's Hispanics that he's treated worse, that you've tried to go in front of city council, on behalf of before, and nothing ever gets done.
What is it you said that he would use them to fix up the houses and then kick them out?
Oh yeah, he had his Hispanics working on his houses, and once they got them fixed up, well, they wasn't never fixed up to them.
Better. We'll say better.
We're just saying a little bit better. But as soon as they did that, they had to leave. They was on their way out. And
so he'd have to go put them somewhere else, and another house to fix up.
So you can definitely say that before the Haitian influx, that the Hispanics were kicked out, and then the Haitians brought in, right?
Oh yeah, before the Haitians, the Hispanics really caused a lot of problems with these people. They spent a lot of money. The houses wasn't up to par. So when they start bringing these Haitians in, that's when the money went sky high on the same house, which I don't understand how the city would allow it. But the thing we got to look at, they never had to get the houses inspected, because this guy named Carter, he retired 6 months or 8 months ago. He was with the city of Athens in the light bill and gas department. He supplied all these houses in my community with brand new meter bases, digital meter bases, and gas meter bases, where they didn't require a walk to or anything. You can do it from your car to check the meters.
So you never had to see the house.
Never had to see the house.
Well,
digital.
you could still see it. As
But
you
you
say,
didn't have to
you
look
didn't
at
have
it.
to. You didn't have to get out of your
You didn't have
vehicle.
to get out of your vehicle.
Yeah,
It's all
okay.
digital, just
Yeah.
right there.
So again, intentional, very intentional.
And then, which this is we could spend hours on this episode alone, because then that leads into, you saw a guy who does not work for the city of Athens. He's the one that's installing these meter bases.
Oh yeah. They got they people. I think his name was Mr. Urshery. He comes out and he does Chris Cypher's work now. I don't know if he's licensed or whatever, but that's up to them in the city. But
he's only doing the work on Chris Cybert's house on behalf of the city, basically. But they're not doing all these other houses.
No, you're correct. You're correct.
So Mark, when I tell you he goes out, he knows these houses like the back of his hand. And like Jared had mentioned, we got in touch with the Daily Wire, who ended up publishing an article. So
well, he came and walked with us as well.
He
so
spent another
the
4
walk,
hours.
Yeah, the walk part 2.
He was out there with us. Walking, we did 2 different.
So guys,
Fridays.
we're really not that crazy. So this has been covered by national news. That it's not just us
and the
crazy people.
The Daily Wire article, the guy that came out, he took hundreds of pictures on his phone too. So he saw this was crazy. I had never seen. I was insulted that someone was allowed to have that much power in the city and to let other people
and he
live
kept
that way.
saying, I can't believe your local media is not doing anything.
He's like, this is such an easy story.
Yeah.
I mean, he said that so many times. This is such an easy story.
Well, I never had the chance to get the local media to come out and talk to me about anything we spoke of today. Even the intersection, the houses, nothing. They've been bought off.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I guess the mayor got them underneath his fingernail where you can report this good stuff, but we're not going to let anything bad about Athens out.
Oh, I told
But
you,
people-
I confirmed that with 48. The guy told me, he's like, my management will not let me cover this anymore. We did one article.
We need to get the bad stuff out as well as the good.
Yeah. So we've had to go to Jennifer with 1819 News and Leaf with the Daily Wire. That's basically our only, because anything local, they will not
won't touch it.
They will
Won't
not
touch
cover it. So not only did we spend a solid 4 hours with Mark, then we brought the Daily Wire out, and again, he was just flabbergasted that the local stuff, like our local people, would not cover this. So my favorite, and we'll have to end on this, but it'll take a few minutes, but my favorite part of the day, y'all, was I told Jared, I was like, we got to go get kids from school. I'm technically, I've got to go finish some work. I've got to get back to the house. And Jared's like, calm down, Amanda. It's okay. We're almost done. And Mark could tell I was getting tired. Like, we got to go. And Mark's like, Amanda, we're almost finished. And he's like, Maria's house is just right there.
Well, who's Maria?
Yeah.
Because we didn't have a clue.
Tell us who. We had no idea about Maria.
Maria is the ace of all our problems in this community. She works for Chris Cyper.
Yeah.
And she's, I think she's a Guatemalan.
I think she's Guatemalan, yeah.
And Maria, she does not give receipts out to the renters. That's one bad part there of the whole situation.
There's no rental agreement.
How is this money being counted? Do they pay tax on this money? How do that work?
How does Chris even pay her?
Well, we know he didn't have business license, so.
But the thing with Maria, so she's been here, like 15, 20 years, and she came here with a work visa to work at Steelcase. And then it's been rumored that she's like overstayed her work visa.
Well, I heard the same thing.
Yeah.
I have heard the same thing from a young man who worked for a named Kerry Woods.
Who lives diagonal from, he's a
Who
he's
also
another,
does
he's
work.
another ace. He's another ace.
Yes, he's the
Yeah.
transportation man for
Yeah.
the Haitians coming from Florida.
See?
For Maria and Chris Cyber.
But
So-
here's the best. Go
Hey,
ahead.
wait, let's
the best
say that
part.
one more time. He bussed these Haitians from Florida to Alabama. Y'all,
So
that
he
is-
said that Mr. Mark was on the phone with me and had it on speaker, and he admitted that. And then we got Jennifer from 1819 News to come out, and then he just went squirrely and wouldn't say anything.
Well, he said he was about to start drawing Social Security
Yeah,
in
after
February,
that.
and he was going to move. So,
But he lives in one of Cybert's houses,
Chris-
also rent free.
rent free. Chris Seibert bought his house, paid cash for it last May. This is all public knowledge, y'all. Like with it, we've found all this out.
But tell the best
Liz-
part when we.
No, that's what I was getting
Okay,
at.
yeah.
So, anyways, back to Maria. So he's like, oh, we're about to be at Maria's house. I want to show y'all where he's at, because Mark had told us that he's got basically an illegal money lady who's overstayed her work visa. Chris has promised helping her supposedly get her papers here. So she is his basically landlord, property manager, goes around and collects money every month.
Fixes stuff.
The Haitians know Maria. I mean, in the family we talked to, they knew Maria. I mean, they confirmed that that's who they pay. So, y'all, we are coming around this corner, and all of a sudden, this truck goes by us, and Jared is like, oh my God, is that Chris Seibert? And I was like, I think it is, but there's no way. Surely to God, he saw us.
I mean, we turned the corner and we're literally walking in the middle of the street, guys.
like
so
you couldn't, you couldn't
if you
miss
were
us.
somewhat paying attention, you just notice us walking.
And we're with Mark. He know Mark's been a thorn in his side before too. And I'm like, he's not gonna stop, Jared.
He's gonna keep
Y'all,
going.
he is completely oblivious. Like, you can tell he is so comfortable over there. I'm not joking, y'all. He pulls right up into Maria's driveway.
So I have the video of that, and I also have the video and the pictures of Mr. Seibert receiving a bank bag full of cash. Is what it looks
And
like.
there was other Hispanics and Haitians
Walking
that were walking up to pay him.
Because it was
They
the first
knew.
Friday in
It was
in the
October
month.
4th.
Yep.
Yep.
So
That was our big, like, oh my gosh, like, we've got it. Mark was not lying. Full circle moment. Like, everything that he said was true. Like, it's for real.
And we got it on video,
We
guys.
have it on video.
And it's like, what do we do with this?
Well, then, Mark, later on, you saw Maria, and she told you, don't be bringing those white people around.
Sure did.
She got after you.
Well, we ran into her, too, at a house, and she cussed at me.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
That,
You know
that,
what she called you, right?
Yeah.
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 And then she said, Mr. Chris is a good man. I'm like, no, he's not. He's a piece of shit. That's what I said. Sorry.
So,
Yeah.
well, all right, guys, we're at our 30-minute mark again. I mean, who knows? There may be episode 3 with Mark on it sometime in the future
Yeah.
because, I mean, there's so much more, guys. I mean, this is just kind of the tip of the iceberg, and we could obviously talk for hours on this.
I'm
but,
sure Mark will be back with us here soon because he's our ride or die. He shows up at city council with us. He goes to any meetings we need to. Jared and him talk every day. So I'm sure we'll have more to cover. So until next time, thank you so much,
Yes,
Mark.
thank you
Yes,
very
thank
much
you
for
all.
sitting with us.
Thank you very much.
And we do appreciate it, and we'll see you on the flip side, guys. Thank you.
And that's a wrap for this episode of the Limestone Lowdown, where we break down the issues, keep you informed, and give you facts straight from the source. Remember, your voice matters. Your vote counts, and your community thrives when we stay engaged. Stay tuned, stay informed, and stay involved. Until next time, keep questioning, keep advocating, and keep shaping the future of the Limestone area. We'll see you on the next Limestone Lowdown.